Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. For this video, we're going to be speaking on two Chicago rappers that have been arrested for killing an armored truck security guard after a failed robbery. And apparently the two men murdered the other two co-defendants that they tried to commit the robbery with. November 15th, 2021. It was 10 in the morning when an armored truck would pull into the parking lot of a Bank of America on West 83rd Street in Chicago's South Side neighborhood of Chatham. Two armored truck employees, a man and a woman, both in their late 40s, began loading cash into an ATM when a stolen Lincoln sedan pulled into the drive-thru with four men inside. That's when two men jumped out of the vehicle with guns drawn, demanding money. A struggle ensued between the 46-year-old male guard and the robber, who fought over a case of cash that held anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000. That's when a third man got out of the vehicle. He was armed with a rifle, and all three robbers simultaneously shot at the guards in a symphony of gunfire. A third guy was inside of the armored truck, getting out and firing back as the masked men could be seen on grainy surveillance footage, rushing back into their vehicle before driving off. Two guards lay bleeding on the concrete with the case of cash laying next to them. Back in September, LaShonda Fatz would share excitement with her brother as her new job was starting on the 18th. She was grateful for the opportunity, the pay, and the $5,000 sign-on bonus. She told him she'd be driving and delivering money for Gotta, saying ain't God good, as in the moment she truly felt blessed. 47-year-old LaShonda Fatz was shot 6 times during the attempted robbery, dying at the University of Chicago Medical Center. Her 46-year-old co-worker was shot twice in the stomach, arriving at the hospital in critical condition, but surviving. LaShonda had only been employed 62 days at the time of her death. Shortly after the getaway, a witness saw two armed men getting out of the getaway vehicle and into a parked SUV. Thinking quick, the witness was able to write down the license plate before the vehicle drove off. Less than 40 minutes later, an armed man walked into a Boost Mobile store in a strip mall in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, only 12 minutes away from the armored truck robbery scene. One of the men got out of the vehicle, armed with 2 handguns as he rushed in, ordering the clerk to give him money and cell phones. He'd run back out of the store after he was unable to access the store's safe. Surveillance video from the strip mall would later be compared to footage from the attempted robbery, confirming it was the same person. It was 11:30 when Chicago PD received 2 calls, one reporting multiple car accidents on South Saginaw Ave in the South Chicago neighborhood. The second call reporting multiple shots fired at the same location. Arriving on scene, officers would find a SUV crashed into a tree after hitting multiple parked cars. 2 men were inside of the vehicle, the driver already shot to death as the passenger struggled to stay alive with bullet holes leaking life from his body. He'd be transported to the same hospital as the armored guard, where he was pronounced dead. The driver and passenger were identified as 21-year-old Naquan Harper and 27-year-old George Holmes. The two were connected to the attempted armored truck robbery, and are believed to have stolen the getaway vehicle at gunpoint before the attempted robbery. Witnesses saw 2 men running after it crashed and entering one of the buildings on the block. A SWAT team responded, taking 19-year-old Antoine Montgomery and 21-year-old DeAndre Jennings into custody. Several handguns, a rifle, cash, and clothing were found inside of the building, matching what Antoine and DeAndre were wearing during the robberies. Antoine and DeAndre were quickly identified as Chicago rappers 800 Liltwon and 800 Lil Fatz. 800 being a gang of Mickey Cobras centered around 61st and Cottage Grove in Chicago's Woodlawn neighborhood, only blocks away from FBG Duck's block on 63rd and St. Lawrence. 800 Lil Fatz would recently be interviewed on Truth Teller TV, a channel that's picked up the torch after the passing of Zach TV, in which Truth Teller brings interviews and news directly from the trenches of Chicago. Liltwon had been released from prison earlier this year on a weapons charge and was currently on parole at the time of his arrest. According to Chicago PD, Twan was living with his girlfriend and somehow worked in the hospitality industry, while Fatz, a father of two, was unemployed and living with his mom, who worked as an assistant public defender. I don't know what made the two think they could pull off a GTA heist, but I'm sure Twan provided 5-star hospitality, as his clients didn't mind the CPDK tatted on his face, standing for Chicago PD Killer. Not only that, but the two men have been charged with killing their associates, who would have been their co-defendants. So in an hour and a half, they'd shoot two guys, killing one in a robbery gone wrong, and they didn't get any fucking money from it. Twan would be identified as the man who robbed the Boost Mobile for phones and cash, and it was probably only a couple $100 fucking. And both Twan and Fatz would be identified by witnesses running from the crash after allegedly murdering their two associates. Both men were arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and robbery. And the 800 members are most likely facing 800 or more years in Illinois State Prison. Now, this was the stupidest way to crash out. I mean, all of them are young, except for the 27-year-old who really should have had his shit together. But 19, 20, 21, you're in the age of, if you're not already in jail, you're most likely just in the streets, bored and broke with nothing to do if you're not already getting money. Because you're young enough that you just got out of high school, but you're probably too gangster to go to college, so you haven't figured out which way you want to go as far as, I want to be a shooter, a drug dealer. These guys skipped all levels and went straight to, I'm a truck robbery. We want a GTA heist. We're fucking going for it. And everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. They shot the shit out of the guards, killed one of them, and didn't get a fucking dollar. The case was laying on the floor. They'd already shot 2 of them. They only had 1 more to take down if you're looking at it from their perspective. And they would have made off with $50,000 to $80,000 fucking dollars. Now, is that really worth it? Is that worth killing a lady and shooting another guy? It's really fucking not. Especially if you make money. 50 to 80 grand is not worth your entire fucking life. But the most dangerous people in society are usually the poorest people with nothing to lose, because they do not have a concept of money. So even 10 grand to them can be worth killing for. And I speak on that from experience. Back before I was ever making money like I'm making now, I was doing things risking my life for the smallest amounts. So fast forward, they fuck that up and they decide, out of every cell phone store they could go to, T-Mobile, Verizon, I don't know if they got better security over there, but they go to a fucking Boost Mobile, which is like the equivalent of a Cricket Wireless. Nobody's even going there to buy phones. So that's probably why they thought it would be a good look, because they probably got mad shit in there because no one's buying the shit. So I don't know what the fuck phone they went in there to actually get, because I haven't been inside of a Boost Mobile since back in the day when like they had the commercials and shit. Back when the phones were all fat as fuck. I don't know what they stole from Boost Mobile, but he ran in there, he got phones and he got cash. Most, and I'm gonna just clarify this for the young dumb motherfuckers that's watching this shit thinking it's cool. Most cash registers do not even have more than $1,000 inside of them. It really doesn't matter what fucking store you're going to. The majority of them do not have more than $1,000 fucking dollars. So it's safe to assume he made off with maybe a few hundred. And I even met somebody in prison that was a GD, one of the most feared GDs on the compound, knocking everybody out, and he was a fucking booty bandit. But he was in prison for life. I'm thinking he killed someone. I looked him up when I got out. No. He tied somebody up inside of a Metro, put them in the back room, robbed the store for $100 and had to split it between 4 people. Got a life sentence at 17. Fucking retarded. So he leaves the Boost Mobile. Then they decide to drive wherever the fuck they go. Their 2 homies get smoked and left inside of the car. They run off. People see it. SWAT shows up. Now it's time to play Call of Duty. You want to shoot it out? Apparently y'all got Glocks with switches and fucking AI-15s. Hell nah, they give it up. And they're looking sad as shit in their mugshots because the realization is setting in. You didn't fuck with an op. You didn't fuck with somebody that's not gonna tell on you. You fucked with civilians. working a job. And now what you've done is gonna fall back on you. You know, the number one danger I feel like to young men is idle time. When you have free time to sit around and think of bullshit, as you have all these negative influences around you, you're gonna find yourself in a situation like this, doing desperate shit for money that ain't even fucking worth it, even if they got off with the 80 grand and then got caught after the fact. But imagine being in jail, you know, yeah, I'm a rapper, I'm this, I'm that, or why are you in here? Or I made off with Boost mobile phones, couple $100, 2 people got killed and 1 person got shot. You just threw your fucking life away. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.